Let's face it, life isn't easy. If you're stuck in a bad relationship, betrayed or afraid of tomorrow, financially insecure, or desperate for a breakthrough, you've come to the right place. Dr. Carmen Harra is a renowned psychologist, intuitive, relationship expert, and best-selling author, and she's here to give you the miracle guidance you need. Her new call-in show, Miracle Guidance for Everyday Life, offers profound wisdom, practical advice, daily exercises, and empowering predictions, all for you. Dr. Harra's show aims to eliminate everyday problems, big and small, with topics like healing your relationships, reclaiming your power, achieving better health, dealing with loss, and so much more. Regain the joy, stability, and fulfillment you deserve to feel. Tune in to Miracle Guidance for Everyday Life with host Dr. Carmen Harra, live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, and find the answers you've been looking for.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to OMTimes Radio and another episode of Miracle Guidance. This is a show that has been designed to give you the guidance that you need to transform your life. And tonight I thought about an interesting topic. And I start by thinking that painful experiences can change us forever. Trauma can leave us reeling for years, impairing the way we think, act, and function on a daily basis. So we begin to fear bad things happening again and again, and we question whether life will ever be joyful again. But there is one rule of life, and the rule of life is it goes on, no matter what. So we must always, look forward continuously, because we are such resilient creatures, such resilient beings with the ability to actually overcome anything. But the key is not to wait for the pain or the confusion to subside, but to take the right steps to rebuild power from within. And I came to this realization noticing the fact of life, most interesting fact of life, that when we're born, we're born so pure, so innocent, so unhurt, so entire, so complete. But when we are little, we know no limits. We believe anything is possible. We believe we're capable of anything. And we don't comprehend, emotions. We don't comprehend consequences. We're not aware of that. And so we really dream big. Like, think of the kid telling his mom that when I grow up, I'll be the president, or I'm going to fly to outer space. Or think of all those kids that go on American Idol or on America Got Talent, and they're so successful. And they're just 5 years old, 10-year-old, 12 years old. So, but as we grow older, we got hit with the reality of life. And we pass through some hard lessons. So our hopes start to narrow, and the field of possibility is not that present. So we start to realize that at the end of the day, life is not that easy as we thought it was, and maybe we cannot achieve everything we want. Maybe it's not that easy to be the president. Maybe it's not that easy, to succeed in a competition. So we don't have the same perception that we can achieve whatever we want, the perception that we have when we were kids. Because life hits us with trauma. Life hits us with trauma after trauma. At the point that we look back on how we used to think as a child, and we laugh at how gullible and naive we were. Now, we pass through the journey in this way. In a way, we're getting knocked out, getting back up, and getting knocked out again. But every time something painful happens, when it happens to our soul, it chips away our spirit. It takes away our power. And if a lot of bad things happen to us at once, we can really start to lose hopes and feel hopeless. And I've seen in my career as a counselor, I've seen people pretty much trapped in that level of losing hope and being completely knocked down and not having the strength to recover. But I do believe that we all go through some kind of a trauma sooner or later. And a trauma, in my understanding, is a very deeply distressing or disturbing experience. It can come in a form of an injury, an accident, a breakup, a divorce, a death, a loss, a financial crash, a natural disaster, a lawsuit, a health crisis, an assault. So you see, there's so many ways in which trauma can hit us hard, and almost everybody has been going through something traumatic. Not to say that everybody has been. But you know what I mean? Probably even the fact that, let's say your parents as a kid traumatized you by screaming and putting you down. The biggest problem is not the painful experience in itself. But the biggest problem is those imprints. Me as a counselor, I see how the imprint of that trauma remain, after the trauma. Because if the trauma is not healed, which is not easy to do, you will spend pretty much the rest of your life either manifesting or rejecting those traumas. Because we have to understand that we operate on the memory. That's why the number one law of the universe is the law of karma, which means your memory. Now, traumas can be buried deep in our subconscious and be dormant, almost like sometimes undetectable, and at least a single event can cause them to resurface. And traumas that are not resolved grow more intense in time. And when they hit you, they hit you hard. So as I said, you need that trigger. And I think that these different traumatic events are the source of depression, the source of bipolar, the source of all kinds of mental problems, compulsive disorder, personality, post-traumatic stress disorder, and so on and so forth. But I am wondering and asking you, what, keeps you suffering through time from these experiences? And I get the answer, because the effect of trauma don't really fade, don't really go away. They will always stay with you. And traumas are not, if they're not resolved, they grow. It's interesting. They in a way grow, even if they're dormant. So they get attached to your memory, they get attached to your soul. And what happens is that then this repetition of that might happen over and over. That's why people go through a divorce and then go through another divorce. Or people go through a financial loss and they will lose again 10 years later, 5 years later. So it's just like the repetition. That's pretty intense. And I actually gave this example to many clients. I'm going to give it to you tonight, because I think that that's a very good example of trauma that I personally suffer. And I want to share this with you. I was in my 20s and living in Romania. I left Romania after that, number of years later. I was a famous singer and had a lot of concerts, and I was invited to a lot of TV shows in Bucharest. But my parents used to live in the northern part of Transylvania, in an area that was called Cluj. And Bucharest is the capital of Romania. And I remember in my 20s being in a hotel room. And as I said, my house with my parents was far away. So there was one night I was supposed to do a TV show the next day. I remember that I tried to go to sleep earlier, and I woke up with the vision of something bad is going to happen. That intuitive ability of the brain to warn you, be ready, because you're about to go through a very difficult experience. So I had no idea what it was. I just heard in my head that I have to run out of the hotel, which I did, but I ran out barefoot. I took almost nothing with me. I ran away in a moment of desperation, just trusting that intuitive sense that I had. And I was screaming, and I was telling people that something bad is about to happen. I was kind of advising everybody to get out of the hotel. People look at me and I thought I was crazy. And I remember that I was near the elevator running, and somebody says, come in the elevator. And I saw how the elevator was about to crash and everybody's going to die. Because what happened was that Romania got hit with a 7.4 earthquake on a Richter scale. So I remember running as fast as I could, and I saw building crumbling in front of my eyes. I saw men, women running, screaming, bodies all over, everywhere around me. I saw so many people being killed. And I kept on running and running and running. And at the end of the day, I got out into some kind of a train station. I don't even remember how long I walked. All I know that by that time, we're talking 1977, no Uber, no cellular, no internet, no nothing. So my parents probably thought that I was dead. They had no idea how to communicate with me. So I made it to our house. And I saw my parents were so desperate, that their joy, but I was so exhausted. My feet were so much bleeding. I was covered in dirt. I looked like a ghost. But I want to tell you that since 1977, we're in 2021. So we're talking of 40-something years later. This is still in me. All this emotion associated with this could never leave me. I'm in an airplane, and whenever I'm in an elevator, in an airplane, in places, I suffer from these panic attacks. I have this, claustrophobia symptoms. But clearly, the mental imprints are still in me so many years later. The fear, the terror, seeing death in front of my eyes. So despite this, I still try to put myself together, live a normal life, and try to help other people overcome their challenges. But this is just a reminder for everybody that we all have experiences like this in our lives, that we suffer every day in a small way, in a larger ways. But I want to give you tonight some of the action that I think we should do to clear these imprints. And it's very important to to make sure that you work on yourself to completely eliminate this trauma, or at least partially eliminate it. Sometimes what I'm doing, and I advise you to do, is trying to do affirmation, because I know the power of the words is amazing. It lifts your spirit and operates on all trauma that are creeping in sometimes. And I'm always saying things like, my pain is part of my past. My experiences have taught me necessary lessons. Through this hard time, I have learned and evolved. I always say I have the power to turn any problem into a victory. My path is clear. I know exactly what I must do, because this helps me centered. It helps me focus. My suffering has been hard, but I will be rewarded with joy. So beautiful words like this you can find within your soul, And this is what I'm always saying. I will make it out of the storm. I will make it stronger. I will make it better. Determination and ambition surge through me. And always say things like, an unexpected blessing awaits me. Because hardship causes trauma that's difficult to erase. But we always have the strength to heal and progress. That's something that I learned all these years after this traumatic event. Again, if you want to talk to me about your trauma or anything in particular that you need an answer, you need guidance, you need an insight, feel free to call. And I love for you to share your experiences. I love to give you my guidance. The number to call in is 202-570-7057. And I know there's a lot of people dialing in, and I'm going to take your calls in a minute. And we'll go through in the second part of the show, we need to talk about how to heal. if you go through a difficult experience in life, the action that we actually need to take to overcome trauma. So, but before that, I would love to tell you about my online course that is still available. Go to my website, carmenharra.com, and click on the social media, and you're gonna be able to get the course. You're gonna click on the course. You can subscribe to my newsletter. You can watch my YouTube channel, and you can find a lot of interesting videos. So sign up to carmenharra.com, and you're gonna get a link to my online course. I mean, I'm so excited always about this course because this is a course called the Love School. So, you know, what we are not learning in school, we're learning so many things in school that we don't actually need to apply in our life. But what about love? What about how to handle relationship with your parents, with your coworkers, with the people in your life? What about complicated love relationship? What makes you confused? What makes you doubtful? Or are you single, struggling to find somebody? Maybe you've been with somebody for a while and you need to rekindle that relationship. So whatever kind of problems you are experiencing, I want you to know that there's always, a solution. So I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you because it's so important to hear from you. And I know I have Patty from New York. I have Kim again. I have Margot. I have Michelle or Mihaela. I have a lot of you guys. But I'm going to take a break because my producer is telling me to take a break. And then I'm going to go take your calls, and then we're going to go to actions to overcome trauma.
The best of the holistic, spiritual, and conscious world. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM.
OMTimes magazine is one of the leading online content providers of positivity, wellness, and personal empowerment. A philanthropic organisation, their net proceeds are funneled to support worldwide charity initiatives via Humanity Healing International. Through their commitment to creating community and providing conscious content, they aspire to uplift humanity on a global scale. Connect at omtimes.com. OMTimes, creating a more conscious lifestyle.
My name is Victor Furman. Some call me The Voice. I've always been fascinated with human nature, spirituality, science, and the crossroads at which they meet. Join me Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern on OMTimes Radio, and we'll explore these topics and so much more on Destination Unlimited.
These are the sounds of a dinner that almost didn't happen. A dinner now served, thanks to people like you. Due to COVID-19, 17 million more Americans may face hunger. Feeding America is helping our neighbors in need. And if you're able, you can too. Donations are being accepted at feedingamerica.org/coronavirus. Brought to you by the Ad Council and Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
Okay, everybody, so I am back. I'm looking so many of you wanting to talk about yourself, and I'm going to go to Patty from New York. Hi, Patty.
Hello.
Hi, my love.
Carmen,
how are you?
I'm
so
fine.
good
Happy
to
New
hear
Year.
from you. Happy New Year to you too, my lovely Patty. So how can I help? Do you resonate with my topic on trauma?
Yes, I truly do. Because we all go through that.
Of course.
Is how
in a way or another. Yeah.
Yeah. How do we? Because I'm afraid to fly in planes. So it's like I don't know if I'm claustrophobic or anything. I think I am, but like something probably happened maybe in my past life.
But do you ever remember in this life anything that's so dramatic, that you could never forget, that it comes in your dreams many years later, that you're subconsciously afraid of? Do you remember anything like this? Because I do believe that we can have different forms of traumatic events, like going through a divorce or going through a loss or losing money or feeling uncomfortable in your relation, different forms at different levels.
The only thing is that I'm afraid to fly.
Okay, so that definitely comes from somewhere.
Yeah.
Come from an experience. And flying also means that you're afraid to be in a closed area, in a closed space. That has a lot to do with claustrophobia. I do believe that. Mm-hmm. And usually sometimes that can go to either you are locked in a closet when you are 3-4 years old, either you have memories of a past life, one way or another, you know.
Yeah, that I believe the past life part.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Number one, I want to thank you. You predicted something about Christmas this year because I was so concerned about COVID, and you were correct. I did spend Christmas with my family, and we had a great time. So you are correct.
Right.
Okay, we actually Christmas Eve. I'm Italian, so we had to be.
That's so beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Okay.
So anything that you want to ask me tonight, if you have like a specific thing, so something that is, I'm listening.
Okay. So right before Christmas or right before New Year's, I had a dream that I saw a colleague from my job that I haven't seen since March because I'm working from home. So I haven't been in and nobody's been in my, very few people have been in my building. So I remember seeing her, my colleague, right before I left the building in March. So I had a dream about her. She presented me a tray full of petite cakes. The small cakes, you know, bite-sized cakes. Very beautifully decorated. Some were vanilla, some were chocolate. I didn't see the inside of those cakes. I just saw the icing on the cake, but beautiful. And she presented me this tray, and she said, "We're celebrating you." And it's like, when I woke up from the dream, my birthday's coming up in 3 months, so it has nothing to do with my birthday. I didn't do anything like, I didn't discover the cure for cancer. I didn't discover the cure for COVID. I didn't do anything to like celebrate me. So is there something coming up? Maybe I'm hoping
usually many dreams can be premonitory, like it's a premonition. It's a dream that projects an event, a celebration, somebody celebrating you. Being offered something, especially by a woman, it doesn't have to be that particular person. It can be anybody else. I personally think it's somebody older. So see where you're going to get this chance, this opportunity. Who's putting you on a pedestal, in a symbolic way. So where is this really coming from? But something will come, in my opinion, from now on to the spring, March, or even June. So usually dreams, they have, they project out of time an event or an experience that's about to happen. But I found the dream very, very promising, very positive in bringing you something that you haven't been open to receive. Because the way the dream speaks, it almost looks like, okay, take it. Don't be hesitant. It's yours. It's done for you. It belongs to you. You understand? And it might have something to do with the relationship that you also have to pay attention to. Because there is a person in a dream that tries to establish a relationship with you. So be aware, maybe at work, maybe in your family, there is a relationship to work on, to develop, to unfold. You will know much more. I'm listening.
I'm writing a book about the retired baseball player. Why I believe he's.
I know. Yeah, I remember that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So I didn't. Yeah. I was supposed to do it last year. I was supposed to put the YouTube video of the bouquet toss of my cousin. I never did that as of yet.
Right.
But on my birthday, I'm going to do it because it's my birthday wish.
It makes sense for you to, whatever is the dream is a projection, something good happening to you that you need to welcome and you need to receive, that it might also involve the book. Then it might be there is a woman that is promoting your book. There is something that I absolutely believe that during the next number of months, you'll fully understand the message.
Right. Hopefully it means that I'm going to find a book publisher. That's what it is.
That's pretty much. Yeah. If you want, send me an email. I can give you the idea of a book publisher and you can reach out. I'm going to send you a phone number or something that you can reach out to you, you can even mention my name, okay?
You know what? The dream just came true. You're a woman, and you're offering me something.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what this. Yeah, that's crazy. I didn't even realize that I was putting the dream in motion. I was making it happen. For a second, I didn't realize that I just follow my own words. So let's make it happen, Patty.
All right.
You deserve it.
Thank you.
Okay, my
Thank
love.
you so
I love
much.
you. Okay, I love you.
Thank you.
I'm gonna
Bye-bye.
go to Kim in Florida. Hi, my Kim.
Hey, Carmen, how are you?
I'm good. Excited to talk about the trauma. And I'm asking you if you have anything to share with me that was pretty dramatic, just in 2 words, because I'm just learning from people's experience. And I was sharing my own trauma, with the earthquake. But I'm questioning, have you ever had something so dramatic and so intense?
Yes, 9/11.
Sure. So correct. Absolutely true. Where were you on 9/11? Where were you?
I was living in Florida, but my whole family's from there, all my friends and family. So I didn't lose anybody, but it took us days to really figure out what was going on and people and, if everyone I knew was okay. It was, it's traumatizing.
Okay. So, I'm glad that you shared this, in which way this actually impacted your thinking. And, it's never easy to forget, it's, the imprint is always there. But tonight, have you heard from our guy, from the guy we've been talking about?
I have not yet. Nope.
Okay.
And you know what? I gave you his wrong birthday last week.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I said on November 9.
Mm-hmm.
And it's November 11.
So it's the 11th of November. Do you know the year by any chance?
I do. He turned 49 this year, so I want to say he's 71?
Right, yeah.
November 11th, 71.
Okay, yeah. All right, hold on. And what is your birthday again?
10/3/69.
10/3/1969. 1 second. I see the type of a relationship that you have with him. It's compatible. It's very complementary. But he is a very introverted, He doesn't know how to express himself. He has issues with his emotion, and I think he has an issue with his mother. I don't know if I ever mentioned this.
Yes, you have mentioned that.
Because I feel there's always an explanation, and in my understanding, this is where the explanation is. But because this great level of complementing each other and this great compatibility, and you can be actually very good for each other, he can be a successful man. Do you see that? He has potential of a lot of success. Do you see that?
Yeah, and I know he does with his business.
And I anticipate that he will do extremely well during this year with his business and getting more money. So something very positive is happening this year for him,
Yeah, he's dealing with the COVID tests. He I don't know what exactly he did, but he sells them. And so it's
probably this, because something looks like it's making him very, very well established financially. So this is a fabulous year. He's in a karmic year till towards the end of the year. So those years are really years in which you can make all the money in the world. So something is really happening. And I think I see you with this man going out and sharing, and even him sharing the things about his success with you, and you won't be surprised. But you know what I want? I want you, Kim, to hang in there, because there is a reason of all of this, I want you to hang in there with him and not to be disappointed by the delay and lack of communication.
I'm not going to stress on it. I'm kind of over that. Do you know when he might
I have a new book coming that is called Committed, Finding Love Through the 7 Archetypes. And if you read this book, you'll understand the problems this man is facing, and you understand what kind of an archetype he is, and if he is a match for you, in the kind of a behavior pattern and the type of the archetype that he is he your match or he isn't? So the book goes, I want you to read that book. It comes out like in a month or two. So I think
Where do I get that?
Oh, you'll find it everywhere. I'm going to talk about it. You will get it online. You can get it in stores. It's going to be everywhere. So, but it's something that you can learn about. Yeah.
Do you know when he might reach out?
It's hard to say, but I feel like anything in the next week or 2 or 3 is possible because he's unpredictable,
He sure is.
When it comes to this, he's so unpredictable. And all you can do is not obsess about it and let it happen. When you think less, then the chances of making it happen are
the least expected. I got it.
Exactly.
I have one quick question before you go.
Sure.
Regarding my job. Do you see me leaving this job? I feel like it's time for me to make a move, but I'm scared.
I'm not sure that this is the time to make a move. Let me see. If you make a move, actually the move has to be made to the end of the year. So you're more successful in making this move towards the end of the year. But the chances of finding something else can happen somewhere during the fall of this year.
Okay.
Then you have another chance to exit this place somewhere January, February, a year from now, all the way down to the summer of 22. So there's two opportunities, and see how it goes. We're gonna talk, because you can call me, but I do see another workplace for you that is way better than this one.
Coming to the end of fall, like October, November.
Mm-hmm. Right. Exactly. Yeah.
Is it the same like a nanny position, or am I changing careers?
I think there's a change in the career path, not necessarily in a big way, but it like putting you in a different position, like a different role, a different responsibilities. So I don't know if that is considered to be 100% change, but it is a change. Overall, it is a significant and a major change. But go for the change, because I feel like this is a necessary change.
Yeah, it is necessary. I just my life is childcare, and for me to get another job in childcare when half the people work from home, it's just entering the same world that I'm in now.
I know.
I've worked my way up with this family to make good money, and now it's like going back to start all over again. So financially, being divorced, I get nervous.
Somehow, you know what I mean? There's a new opportunity, there's a new place there in which you're going to be feeling differently. You're going to feel like there's a different potential, different payment. So there is a world of improvement here. Now, we'll talk when the time is right, so let's hang in there a little bit longer with everything.
Will do. Thank you so much, Carmen.
Okay, my lovely Kim. Thank you for calling me. Hi, my dear. Okay. I'm going to go to Mihaela. Mihaela, how are you, my love?
I'm very good, thank you. How are you, Carmen?
I'm so glad that you called me, my love. How can I help you, Mihaela, tonight? With this topic on trauma, do you recall anything traumatic in your life? Anything painful? Anything that you cannot forget?
I feel blessed that my traumas are not huge, like the 7/11 that so many people suffered. Nothing like that. My dramas are kind of like, I feel guilty that I created them. And I don't know how to...
No, guilt, I don't want you to feel guilt, you know what I mean? I want you to forget about the guilt, because then you reinforce the pain, the suffering. You have to see beyond the guilt, beyond the moment. And that takes great wisdom. Because, we all live in the present, and we are always affected by what's happening to us right now. But then you may be hurt today, but that is only temporary. Or you've been hurt in the past. So everything in the past resolved itself, like sometime when you least expect. And you have to ask yourself, what is the greater purpose of the painful moment? Did I learn something? Did it have any meaning from him? And see every obstacle as an opportunity for your personal growth. And, always take a deep breath and take that leap of faith. So allow reality to set in and understand not only the scope of what is happening, but also the reason behind. So I feel like in your case, you sabotage yourself at an unconscious level by not releasing the blame, and I want you to release that and to do the best to actually resolve it. Like you think, why am I blaming myself for? Give me an example. You're blaming yourself for this reason.
Well, I blame myself because I forced my long-term relationship with my partner. We were together for over 15 years, and I got to a point where I feel like I created that separation, and I was like, I want everything or nothing, and I didn't expect him to.
Was that separation a good thing or a bad thing for you?
Well, I think a good. I mean, I want to believe it's a good thing, but
did this happen recently? Did you separate recently?
No, like a year and a half ago.
A year and a half ago. How are you coping? Because you know what, separation is also a trauma. So when you've been so many years with somebody,
listen, it's not a trauma. Everybody gets a divorce. Everybody gets separated. You choose to go different ways. It's just the way this guy chose to do it. He just disappeared, and even those days, I don't know where he is. He might be dead. I mean, he's not. I know he's not, but nobody knows.
So he decided to ghost, to turn into a ghost and vanish. Yeah,
that's the painful part, and I'm like, I blame myself. Like, oh, Mija, you don't know how to communicate. You don't know how to. Like so many couples get divorced, but they are still friends, and they're still able to say hi and bye and hey, I hope you are well.
Well, people don't ghost, don't run away like this, don't vanish from the face of the earth like this. So obviously,
he did.
Well, he did, but obviously something else happened here that you never perceived, that you never anticipated, that you never knew how to prevent. And for that, you should not blame you. For that, you should not blame anybody. And you just have to see, okay, this is a chapter in the book of my life. I have to have this ability, the wisdom to close it and move forward and see something else and release. Release the guilt, release the pain, release the struggle. And enjoy a new beginning. I don't understand why people don't want to enjoy something else. Like say, when I'm excited for somebody else, I'm really excited. This didn't work the way I wanted. It was a period in my life when I probably had fun with that person, and it was a good thing. But right now, you know what I mean? What I need to do is kind of, change my perception and envision something else. Work on visualization, work on envisioning a new beginning for yourself. Because I feel like that's what's going to happen. And I anticipate somebody great coming into your life in the next 2 to 5 months. And feel free to call me back and let me know about a new person, because I want to help you release all those blockages that keeps you looking back and finding explanation when they make no sense and you're not going to get you anywhere. Let's close that door. Yeah.
Yes. Is it okay to erase all the pictures that I have with him?
Absolutely. Not erase. Hide them somewhere. Put them in a closet.
No, I don't want to find them.
Then don't. Then, take them and put them, throw in a trash can. That's it. If that's a chapter you don't want to remember, then that's the way to do it. Because as long as you have pictures around, the memory is alive. The energy is still there. Your mind, still reflects that pain. And it's the way that more or less consciously you're actually blocking your opportunities to open other doors and bring other people in.
Thank you so much. You're helping me not feeling guilty that I'm destroying.
There is no guilt. There is no guilt.
It's gone.
It's gone and it's over, and you have to break through, and you have to celebrate, get excited for somebody new who's way better than this. Yeah. Let me come and meet with you, and we'll go and celebrate you. You know what I mean? Why not? Life is a celebration. We don't have time for pain and crying for somebody who just decided to vanish. That's his problem. There's nothing to do with you anymore.
Yeah, like I said, my drama is not a huge drama, but still my little drama.
I know it's painful. I know what you're talking about. I do understand completely. Okay, my lovely.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
I love you,
Let's
sweetheart.
get started. Life is beautiful, and it has a lot of
options.
It is.
You have to face everything. This is what I wanted to hear. Okay, my love.
Thank you so
I'm gonna
much.
go
Looking
and
forward
I
to
love
your
you.
New book.
Perfect. I'm gonna take a break. We have a short break, and then I'm gonna go to. I have Bene. I have I think Elena from Florida. I have Margot, and you guys hold on the line.
The best of holistic, spiritual, and conscious world. OMTimes Radio. IOM FM.
Ascending Hearts is no ordinary dating site, but a spiritual dating site with a purpose, to link you with your soulmate. We engineer the serendipity so you can trust that you will attune with someone that has the same matching vibration as you. Ascending Hearts, the conscious dating site for the spiritually aware. Try Ascending Hearts for free. AscendingHearts.com.
Hello, I'm Sandy Sedgbeer, host of OMTimes Magazine's flagship radio show, What is Going On? My passion is sifting through information, research, and innovations from new thought teachers, speakers, and researchers pushing back the boundaries of what we know about life, energy, metaphysics, and the universe. I love shifting perceptions about who we are, why we're here, and how quickly impossible becomes normal when we open our minds, expand our awareness, and accept that the only limits that exist are those we place upon ourselves. So if you're the kind of forward-thinking, eager investigator of what lies beyond the current reality that most perceive, why not make a date to come play with me in the field of possibilities at 4 p.m. Pacific Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time every Thursday, and together we can discover what's really going on.
I am Fidel Nshombo. I was born in a city called Bukavu in the Congo. We were a loving family, and then, boom, everything that I had disappeared in a single day. People think that when you are a refugee and they resettle you to America, and all your problems are done. They don't understand that that's the beginning of everything. I was not born a refugee. I was made one.
It's time we welcome refugee families with open arms. Learn more at embracerefugees.org, brought to you by the Ad Council.
Hello, everybody, and I'm back. So excited to talk about how to heal from trauma and how to rebuild your life and how to find the strength, and how to get back and access your inner power. And I'm going to go to the calls because there's so many people online and I really want to talk to you guys. I'm going to talk to Bene from Florida. I think it's somebody new calling me. Hi, my dear. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you very well. How can I help you, my love?
Okay. So my problem is with financial, but
okay.
I think it's because of what happened when I was a kid. I was molested and etc. by a lot of people. My father, and then also I was left in a hospital for a year when I was 6 years old by myself, and I had to go through surgeries and everything, and I was alone going through that. And in the 70s, the hospital, they were not the best for kids because we didn't feel pain.
Of course, yeah.
They thought we didn't feel pain and etc. And it's just something that I'm stuck into. I've been working on it, trying to forgive and forget, but it's a long road. And this year with the confinement, everything came back to me. All the things that I had forgotten. What happened is I had some pictures of me in the bed, because I was
right.
I was tied up in my bed for like many months, and so I knew what had happened. I was aware of it, but last year I just really touched it, emotionally, and that just took me so, really far away and not in a good place, but it always come back one way or another, everything that happened. And because I was so young, I feel like I just built my whole
Right. Have you ever tried to join? There are groups of people, that went through similar experiences, especially molestation, and you join with other people, and you try to heal each other. Have you ever tried this? It's like working together sometimes brings that positive change in you. It shows you that you haven't been alone, that this happened to a lot of other people. And you're going to see how other people are able to handle it. Because you need to reflect upon this, and you have to see how you've been making progress. And like take a journal, take a notebook, and turn it into a journal in which you put all your intention to heal this, and follow your progress, how you get better slowly by working on it, not only expressing the pain, but healing the pain. Like how you heal the pain, you project into your future something extraordinary, an extraordinary possibility that can make you happy. What can make you happy right now? Let's think for a second.
Right now, like what I did today is I went back to, meditating and doing some visualization, getting in touch with the higher realms. That
right. The divine is a great source.
Yes,
the divine is a great source. Sometimes physical exercise is a great source. Visualization that you can see. That take a quiet place, and breathe and allow yourself to picture an ideal outcome in which you erase all those memories, and you project something bright, something that makes you excited. You project somebody who's going to be there for you, caring, loving you, supporting you. You project something that makes you fulfill in your career. And because it's all about the positive action that you can take to kind of balance out the tendency of perpetuating the trauma. Because I listen to you speaking, and when you speak, there's so much pain in it, because means that karma was perpetuated, not in a conscious way, but you perpetuated by allowing it to live within you. And I want you to rediscover yourself and say, that person who was traumatized is not me anymore. The person who's been abused, that's not me anymore. I'm not the same person. So you have to have the ability to counterattack that negative imprint and to delete it. So you have to choose in your mind something that is very productive. Like, do you have like a dream of becoming something, or a dream to buy something, or a dream to buy a house? Or because I love sometimes to work with people I had people that were homeless, and I took them and gave them session and helped them buy houses. Believe it or not, it sounds like impossible. It sounds like, how can that possibly be? But everything is possible at the end of the day. You know what I mean? If you know how to work with feeling powerless and all of a sudden accessing the power, it's like a miracle. I believe in that miracle of life, because what you suffer made you powerless, took away everything within you. You are crushed. You were crushed, and you thought, I will never be able to stand up. I will never be able to bring myself up and pull myself up. But you have to realize that you possess all those qualities. And I want to work with you again. I want you to call me again. We need to make sure that we eliminate all those imprints and replace them with the most positive imprint. And my goal is to see you 8 months later calling me and saying, Carmen, I'm so excited, everything is so good. I don't even have any tendency to look back or bring those memories to life or bring them ever to, because my life has just turned around, and try to shift your perception with the way you dress, the way you speak, the way, change your hair, change everything about you to create like a different presence, a different reality, a different you. But I'd love to work with you on this one. Would
Me
be
too.
my pleasure
I
and
work with you.
Yeah, good.
But the problem is that, I get all positive, everything's good, and then there's a huge trigger, something that comes out of nowhere.
I know that those triggers are horrible, but those triggers can be annihilated too. And it's hard till you're able to trigger once, because that to eliminate the trigger one. You know what is very helpful? Have you ever did the tapping method, the tapping?
Yes.
Try to do the tapping on the top of your head. You know what I mean? Tap on the top of your head. Sorry?
I know. I mean, all those things I know and I've been doing, but
we will work on eliminating the triggers. I'm just giving you tips and probably some stuff that you already know and you probably heard. And there's probably nothing new in what I'm telling you, but I think you feel my enthusiasm because I, in my heart, feel that you're going to be healed from this. And I want to celebrate that moment with you. I want you to call and say, Carmen, today is time for me to acknowledge the enormous shift that happened in my life and that those triggers are going to go subside. They do subside in time. But I do feel like until now, I don't know what makes me believe you haven't had the proper help. Though you had the sense of knowing what you need to do, you need like an extra push, like an extra energy, like an outside force to help you break through this. Does this make sense?
Oh, yeah. I'm waiting for, because like I was saying, I do all those things that you tell me, I do them, but then I just 3 weeks later, I just drop it, and then I
know the mechanism of it. I know the psychological, because I know the way the brain works, so it can be explained even scientifically. How the brain operates on the imprints, those forming habits in the brain, the neurons, the way they align. There is an explanation for the triggers, a medical explanation, but we have also ways of deleting those imprints. It's not an easy thing to do, but, next time when we speak, we're going to work on that. So thank you so much for calling me, and I want you to call me again so we can continue to work on it and make the necessary progress.
But when do you want me to call? In 8 months? But what do I do in
No. Call anytime. You can call in a week, in 3 weeks, whenever you feel like a need to talk to me about it. We're going to go back and reinforce and shift the perception of it, shift the imprints slowly, and then you're going to see the quantum leap, the major transformation will follow.
Well, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that, though. I'm sorry.
You're not going to be able to call me again?
It feels enormous for me to call you because I don't want to take your time.
No. I invite you to take my time. It's my pleasure. You know what I mean? I want you to take my time, I
wanted to tell you something. I'm a friend with Fred in Miami, the French girl. You know who I'm talking about? Yeah. And she's the one who told me to call you.
To call me. Okay. All right, my love. Vous parlez français?
Oui, je suis française.
Ah, vous êtes française, d'accord. Alors quand vous voulez, vous pouvez m'appeler et je vous réponds. Écrivez-moi un message en Carmen Harra, ROL, et je vous réponds. On peut parler en français comme vous voulez, d'accord?
Merci, madame, super.
Mais de tout mon cœur, chérie. Alors, on va parler, tu m'écris et je te réponds et je t'appelle, d'accord?
D'accord, merci.
Bien,
merci,
chérie, à tout à l'heure, merci.
I need it so much, thank you.
Okay, so bye. I'm going to go very briefly to Elena from Florida. Hi, Elena.
Hello, Miss Carmen. How are you?
Hi, beautiful Elena. How are you, my love?
I am good. I'm just calling you because every time I'm talking to you about my brother that passed away, I feel better and I feel his presence. So I'm just calling to thank you. And I had a brief question.
What is it?
You told me last time that after 40 days he goes away and he's not going to be present, or he's continue to be present.
No, after 40 days, the spirit can leave the physical world. The spirit can lift, himself and go somewhere in a higher realm, and from there he can look at you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just wondering, like, I'm talking to him, or sometimes I feel like he's here, like I didn't lose anything. So I just was wondering is that...
No, he will continue to be in touch with you, my Elena. I'm coming to the end of the show, so will you do me a favor and call me next week?
Yes, I will.
Call me next week so we can finish our conversation. The same thing I'm telling to my wonderful Margot, because I somehow, feel a lot of you that I couldn't talk today. I own you for the next time, a longer conversation. So guys, I love you. I'll be with you next week, the same place, the same time on OMTime Radio. I'm Carmen Harra, and I'm sending you all the blessing. I love you.